Once again, it is good evening to all. Today we have joined in Wednesday Dhamma discussion or Dhamma reading. We will start the session with reciting Namo Tassa. I request all of you to join with the recitation. You can also recite Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sambuddhassa. Buddham Dhammam Nam Sangam Namami. Yes, today we will be reading from the book The Path to Nibbana, written by David C. Johnson. We will start from a chapter called as What is Jhāna? What is mindfulness? We will what is Jhāna? We will start. It is page number 45. 45. I am going to 45. Yes. Now I request Paul sir to start reading. I will zoom in so that you can easily see. Paul sir's, I think, screen is visible now.
No, I can't see the document.
1 minute. I am checking now. 1 minute. Once again, I will share. Yes, entire screen. Yes, now I think it is visible.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, chapter 3, what is a jhana? More than one type of jhana. If you have ever run across the word jhana before, then it is likely a state that you desire to experience. Jhanas are described as levels of concentration. Contained in them can be bliss and deep contentment, which, of course, everyone wants. They are important to understand because the suttas explain that you pass through them on the way to Nibbana. They are the road to Nibbana. Actually, there are two types of jhana. Today, there are so many methods that are taught in meditation practice. Which one is right? How can we find out what the Buddha really taught? In the Digha Nikaya, the same dilemma was addressed by the Buddha. Digha Nikaya Sutta 21. Saka asked the Lord, Sir, do we all teachers and Brahmins teach the same Dharma, practice the same discipline, desire the same thing, and pursue the same goal? No, ruler of the gods, they do not. And why not? This world is made up of many and various elements, and people adhere to one or another of these elements and become tenaciously attached to them, saying, this alone is true, all else is false. Therefore, all teachers and Brahmins do not teach the same Dharma practice, the same discipline, desire the same thing, or pursue the same goal. In this book, we will try to remain faithful to the sutta material as we explain the differences in the many techniques of the Buddhist universe. Yes, there are two types of jhanas and two major types of meditation practice by which to attain those two types of jhana.
Yes. Paul sir, can you explain?
Well, it's talking about jhanas and it's making the distinction between the jhanas that we experience in TWIM and the other type of jhana, which concentration, people who go into deep concentration experience. It mentions the Digha Nikaya. That's where the quote's coming from, where the Buddha explained that not everyone speaks the same Dharma. That was in answer to a question from Saka, the king of the gods, ruler of the gods. So in this book, David is sticking to whatever was said in the Nikayas, in the suttas, rather than any other source.
Yes, Nanda madam, could you will you able to add something?
Well, I think Paul explained it beautifully. As Paul said, there are two types of jhanas. One is a concentration jhana, which one experience bliss and deep concentration, but the Blessed One explains in Digha Nikaya, Sutta 21, that there is Tranquil Aware Jhana, which is not one-pointed concentration, not absorption concentration. Thank you.
Yes, just I would like to highlight here that one experiences jhana in the road. This is a very good simile which it is explained here. Actually, we are like moving in a road to Nibbana, and the student experiences jhanas when they are driving through the Nibbana. It's a very good analogy. Yes, Paul sir, you can continue.
There is the one-pointed concentration, absorption practice, and the Tranquil Wisdom Insight Meditation, TWIM practice. Later, the first type, one-pointed concentration practice, will be broken further into 1. Straight concentration - absorption practice, 2. Concentration - absorption insight practice, and 3. Dry insight practice. The Pāli word jhana was not used in reference to meditation prior to the Buddha. The Buddha did use it to describe his own experiences during meditation practice. While the Pāli word jhana is often translated as a state of concentration, this is not correct from the viewpoint of TWIM. Pāli experts, like most Venerable Punaji of Malaysia, say that jhana just means level. If you check a Pāli dictionary, it also defines it as meditation or state of meditation. Most Venerable Punaji also offers an alternative definition of the related word samadhi or samadhi, which is often considered and used to define a state of absorption concentration. The Pāli word sama means equal or even. D means state in this usage. So most Venerable Punaji translates samadhi as an even state of balance. The word samadhi implies a collected and unified state, but not deep absorption that suppresses the hindrances. It is a more open and aware state. Venerable Bhante Vimalaramsi defines the word jhana as a level of understanding. Each successive jhana is an increasingly deeper level of understanding of the workings of dependent origination and the mental process. Bhante Vimalaramsi uses collectedness to translate the word concentration more accurately. Additionally, Bhante has found that in Pāli that the word D may also be translated as wisdom in terms of the levels of understanding. Thus we put together Sama and D, resulting in tranquil wisdom. In the Buddha's description of the jhanas, as you go deeper into the practice, the attainment of each jhana reflects a deeper level of understanding of what it means to let go of.
Yes, can you explain, sir?
I think David's making a point of the difference between the different types of meditation, one pointed concentration versus TWIM. And one pointed concentration can be split into three different types. Jhana is a word that seems to have been introduced by the Buddha. He used to describe it, use it to describe his own experiences. So TWIM disagrees with one-pointed concentration because it suppresses the hindrances, and TWIM believes we should experience the hindrances and not suppress them. So the meaning, the meaning of samadhi, sama is equal and D is a state. So samadhi can be translated as an even state of balance. It implies a collected and unified state, but not deep absorption that suppresses the hindrances. It is an open and aware state. It's also described by Bhante Vimalaramsi as a level of understanding, and each jhana you go through, as you go up the jhanas, you have a deeper level of understanding of the workings of dependent origination and the mental process. And he uses the word collectedness rather than concentration because it's more, describes what we experience more accurately than concentration. And D can also be translated as wisdom. And that's where TWIM comes from, Tranquil Wisdom Meditation. Yeah, so the deeper you go into the jhanas, the more level of understandings you go through.
Nanda Madam, do you want to share anything about this page?
As Paul mentioned, Bhante Vimalaramsi explains from the suttas the term samadhi is tranquil wisdom insight meditation, and when we experience jhana, what we are experiencing is the level of understanding, and we clearly see that we are reducing craving when we move from one jhana to the next. And Venerable Punaji explains in the same way as Bhante Vimalaramsi. It is a more accurate way of explaining the experience of jhana when we practice the 6R technique. Bhante Vimaras used the word collectedness, which is more accurate than the word concentration. Yes, thank you.
Yes. Yes, madam. Nanda madam, you can read now. Like from this paragraph. From this paragraph.
In the Buddha's description of the jhanas, as you go deeper into the practice, the attainment of each jhana reflects a deeper level of understanding of what it means to let go of craving. You pass through the jhanas as you progress from gross craving to a finer and finer balance of mind until finally, after the state of neither perception nor non-perception, the highest jhana, you reach the cessation of craving. This is the gateway to the attainment of Nibbana. At that moment, the cessation of craving, which is Nirodha Samapatti, occurs. This is the state of no feeling, no perception, and no consciousness arising at all. The mind just stops and Nibbana arises. Again, jhana never was supposed to mean absorption. It means a collected state or a level of understanding in mental development. However, as emphasis shifted away from the Buddha's actual teachings as described in the suttas to the momentaries like the Visuddhimagga, the word jhana was more commonly used to describe the state of one-pointed concentration. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the Book of Fives, number 27, we have this quote, AN 5.27, the knowledge arises that is personally yours. This concentration is peaceful and sublime, gained by full tranquilization, attained to unification. It is not reined in and checked by forcefully suppressing the defilements. Clearly, this quote indicates an open and aware state and not an absorbed, suppressed state. So there are two kinds of jhanas or two different ways of understanding the term. One style is made up of one-pointed absorption jhanas, which are achievable by various concentration methods, including observing the breath, focusing on a colored disc, kasina, or absorbing yourself in a candle flame. These jhanas are the states achieved by the yogic masters and were learned by the future Buddha when he first started down the path. The absorption concentration jhanas have been adopted by many of today's Buddhist monks and are supported by commentaries like the Visuddhimagga.
Yes, madam. Can you explain this one?
Now our Blessed One explains jhanas. When we experience jhanas, we go into deeper into the practice. Each jhana reflects a deeper level of understanding. What it means is letting go of craving, reducing the attachment to craving. So when we practice 6R technique, we pass through the jhanas as we progress from gross craving to a finer and finer balance of mind until finally, after when we experience neither perception nor non-perception state, which is a higher jhana, we reach the cessation of craving. This is the gateway to the attainment of Nibbana, which is the cessation of craving, cessation of attachment, which in Pāli we call Nirodha Samapatti. When we, at this point, when we experience Nirodha Samapatti, we experience no feeling, no perception, no consciousness. The mind simply stops, and after that, the Nibbana arises. So, therefore, this concentration absorption is never meant to be the tranquil wisdom insight jhana experience, as in the Visuddhimagga, the commentaries kind of shift the attention from the tranquil wisdom insight meditation to one-pointed concentration meditation. In Anguttara Nikaya 5.27, it is clearly explains the knowledge arises that is personally unique to you. It is experienced with tranquilizing the body and therefore attaining the unification of the mind. So, according to Anguttara Nikaya 5.27, it explains the 6R process is you experience an open and aware state rather than a concentrated, suppressed state. So it is important to understand there are two kinds of jhanas, which is one-pointed absorption jhana, which is kind of a taught by the concentration method and the kasina method, and absorbing a candle flame, which the yogic masters in the has attained, and which our Blessed One has practiced and have rejected.
Yes, I would like to add here, like Bantam Ramsey used to say that the main difference of the our TWIM practice and concentration practice is that, like Bante Vimlamsi has experienced that even after 20 years of Vipassana meditation, he could not able to see the difference in his habitual tendencies, in his open awareness. Due to this practice of TWIM, like adding of relax and smile step, and the practice has become an enormous changes in the habitual tendencies. Even we can experience, and any student can experience when they practice this TWIM practice. Then definitely their way of looking things will change, and they will be having a loving and kindness to all. And this is the main difference where one can find in the jhanas, open awareness. You can continue, madam.
Venerable Bhante Vimalaramsi explains that Visuddhimagga was written by Venerable Buddhaghosa Acharya in the 5th century, 1000 years after the Buddha died. Buddhaghosa was asked by his teacher to go to Sri Lanka and translate the commentaries written in Sinhalese back into the Pāli language for a readable translation. Venerable Buddhaghosa also had the task of bringing 4 different sects of Buddhism together so all of the different sects would stop arguing. He was a very good student of the Pali language, a true scholar, but he didn't study the suttas. He didn't practice meditation himself. Before he became a Buddhist monk, he was a Sanskrit scholar who had memorized all the Vedas, the ancient Brahmin text. Unfortunately, because the author wasn't a practitioner of meditation, he relied heavily on what was in other commentaries for his information about how to do the meditation. He mistakenly divided and pulled apart the Buddha's teaching into 2 separate types of practice: concentration or samatha and insight or vipassana. The suttas, on the other hand, will always talk about samatha vipassana being yoked together. Nevertheless, the Visuddhimagga today, more than the sutta, is considered as the encyclopedia of meditation for Buddhism and has become the basic instructions for the entire system of Theravada Buddhism. It is the Bible and textbook for how to practice. One of Venerable Vimalaramsi's teachings told him that to be a Theravada monk, he must subscribe to everything in the Visuddhimagga. Bhante reflected for a moment and said, I guess I'm not a Theravada monk. I am a Buddhist monk. Even though he used some of the advice in the Visuddhimagga, he couldn't go along with all of it because of the many contradictions and discrepancies with the suttas. In Majjhima Nikaya 36, Mahasacaka Sutta, the Buddha says that he tried concentration absorption practice and rejected it as not being the way to awakening. This is why we who are following the suttas cannot say that we are truly Theravada. We call ourselves Suttavada, following only the sutta text, or just plain Buddhist. The second type of jhana is the tranquil aware jhana, which is the jhana actually.
Yes, madam. You can just explain your ideas about written in this page.
So the Visuddhimagga was written by a Venerable Buddhaghosa. He he was a Pāli scholar and a Sanskrit scholar. He was asked to translate the scriptures, translate into Sinhalese back into Pāli in a more readable language. That's what he was trying to do. However, he was not a meditator, so he was heavily depending on the commentaries. Therefore, he mistakenly divided the meditation into concentration meditation and insight meditation. But in the suttas, it clearly states that samatha vipassana are being always yoked together. So Theravada Buddhists have taken what the Visuddhimagga, where Venerable Buddha Gosa wrote the Visuddhimagga as their main textbook or the Bible. But when Bhante Vimalaramsi was told that he should, as a Theravada monk, should follow the Visuddhimagga book, he thought about it and he said something like he's not a Theravada monk, but he's a Buddhist monk because he followed the suttas, which are very apparent and clear to him, which matches with the meditation that he is practicing. And so he called himself a Suttavada, following only the sutta text. He says, I'm just a plain Buddhist.
Yes, madam. Now I request Chaya ma'am to share, to read. Okay, I think she's not there. I will read. The second type of jhana is the tranquil aware jhana, which is the jhana described in the suttas. Bhante Ramsey rediscovered these when he studied what had been written text. By practicing from the sutta text, Bhante found a step-by-step diminishing of craving while progressing through the tranquil aware jhanas, as it is described in Suttas MN 111, the Anupada Sutta. It is helpful to understand that the jhana factors. These are the wholesome states that arise when one is in jhana. In a tranquil aware jhana or in absorption concentration jhana are very similar in nature. The difference is that in a tranquil aware jhana, the hindrances are gently released. And in the concentration state, these hindrances are suppressed and pushed away aside. The resulting states that arise are similar, but definitely not the same. The chief characteristic of first jhana is joy. The second jhana, deeper joy and confidence. The third joy, happiness and contentment. The fourth jhana, very deep balance and equanimity. What is confusing is that both concentration, absorption jhanas, and tranquil aware jhanas both have these same qualities. They manifest differently. However, in each of the two types of jhana, manifest differently. However, in each of the two types of jhana, in absorption type, they are more pronounced and very intense. In the aware jhana, they are more balanced and more equanimity and not as extreme. The fourth jhana is further split into four bases. The base of infinite space, which has the feeling of expansion. The base of infinite consciousness, in which consciousness is seen in its infinite arising and passing away. The base of nothingness, in which there is a feeling that there is nothing, and the base of neither perception nor non-perception, in which mind is barely noticed at all. Later, we will investigate these further. Here, in this in this page, uh, as per the Bhante Vimram's teaching of TWIM is concerned, Bhante, as we know, Bhante, after practicing of 20 years, he started, based on his teacher's suggestion, he started reading the Nikayas, that is Majjhima Nikaya, in a cave, in a cave in Thailand, I guess. While he was in a cave, he was living along with Cobra. But because of his practice of loving kindness, Bante says in some of the videos that even though he was staying with Cobra, Bante did not feel any uncomfortable situation. And Bante says in one of the talks that the Cobra itself has helped Bante to in waking up or practicing meditation. And Bante has discovered by reading the suttas, Bante has discovered that the important steps which are missing in the vipassana is relax and smile step. Accordingly, Bante has practiced himself and rediscovered our 6 R's as recognize, release, relax, resmile, return, and repeat. And by practicing, any student who practices in a step by step manner and as he progresses in this jhanas, basically he is reducing the craving. And Bante is explaining about the jhanas which are experiences through tranquil aware jhana, and the jhana which is experienced through tranquil aware jhanas. Basically, both are similar in nature. However, the difference comes how the hindrances are being handled in this tranquil aware jhana and the concentration jhanas. In our tranquil aware jhanas, like that is 6 hour practice, what we do is we gently release the hindrances. Whereas in concentration practice, the hindrances are suppressed. As we know, Like let us say we are carrying a ball in a water. If you push the ball, then definitely it comes upwards again. In the similar way, in concentration absorption jhanas, the when we suppress the hindrances, then the hindrances will come back automatically when we are out of the jhanas. Whereas in absorption jhanas, like in open awareness jhana, this since the hindrances are released, it will help. It will help us in getting release from the hindrances. And these are the major differences of absorption, concentration jhanas and tranquil aware jhanas. And what are the qualities of the jhanas? And qualities of jhanas are, in first jhana, we experiences a joy. In second jhana, we experiences a deeper joy and confidence. In third jhana, we experience happiness and contentment. And in fourth jhana, very deep balance and equanimity we experience. And what is confusing is that both the jhanas have same qualities, but in tranquil aware jhana, it is like more balanced and not extreme. And in the jhanas, it is being explained that the fourth jhana is further divided into four bases. First being the base of infinite space, which has the feeling of expansion, the base of infinite consciousness, in which the consciousness is seen in its infinite arising and passing away. The base of nothingness, in which there is a feeling that there is nothing. And the base of neither perception nor non-perception, in which mind is barely noticed at all. The fact that similar different states arise in both absorption and aware jhanas speaks to the confusion about the two types of jhanas. How can there be two different jhana types that have similar characteristics but are attained with different techniques? No wonder after 2500 plus years things have come murky. Before we look at the sutta text regarding the jhanas, let's look more deeply at how the two types are generally taught. We'll start with one-pointed concentration jhanas. Concentration absorption jhanas. Absorption is attained through a powerful concentration of one's mind on a single object, ignoring or pushing any distraction that pulls mind's attention away. One-pointed concentration jhana is the so-called yogic state where one reaches a level of absorption in which they have no sense of outside world. You do not bear or feel anything and you are only aware of mind. The concentration absorption states are deep and can take years of practice and discipline to achieve. The meditator is constantly reminded to bring his mind back to his object if it wanders away. You might pull it back, and sometimes you end up pushing so hard you jerk it back to the object. There is no real letting go and allowing soft or hard, forcing of mind to stay with the object. When with the absorption jhanas, the Visuddhimagga explains the preliminary state of concentration is called upachara or access concentration. You are still aware and not yet absorbed fully. Note that this term or idea doesn't appear in the suttas. In the access concentration, no hindrance will stuck in your mind. Even if you try to bring something up, like a thought of anger or lust, it will not stay. And your mind will be clear. Your mind doesn't wander, but just rejects any distraction, taking it away from its object of meditation. By practicing this pushing away, mind learns to come back to the home object automatically. In this page, Bante Vimrams is explaining about how these concentration jhanas are there. And in this concentration jhanas, as I explained in this last few minutes back, that if we take a ball and a dip in a water, the ball comes upwards. In a similar way, in absorption concentration or one-pointed concentration jhana, the meditator is instructed to come back to their object of meditation directly. Whereas in our TWIM practice, it is said that whenever you get hindrances, you just recognize, release from the distraction by not involving, relaxing the tightness present in our head, and smiling and return to your object of meditation. This is the main difference. And in one pointed concentration, basically, we are not actually allowing freely for the hindrance. We are basically pushing hard. And some of the translations of Visuddhimagga explaining about this state of absorption jhana. And basically, we push in this practice of absorption concentration. Yes, now I would like to end here. And we are ending at page 40 and here 50. Yes. I request Nanda madam to share about your practice. I think we have joined with Sunny also. Sunny also joined. Hello, Sunny. How are you?
Hello, Saji. Namaste.
Namaste. How are you?
All good, Saji.
How are you doing? How
I'm
is your
good.
practice going on? How is
Good.
your health?
Currently, I'm good. I'm good at health, sir.
Good, good. Nanda madam, can you able to share your insights?
It is a very good chapter to read. It gives me the insight into in detail when I practice 6R technique, how the 6R technique helps to reduce the craving, reduce the attachment, and therefore to able to calm the mind, because consciously we make an effort to relax our body, and therefore our mind becomes much more calmer, and consciously we make an effort to put a smile on our face, which naturally uplift our mind, and therefore when we are relaxed, we letting go of the attachment and craving, and therefore we naturally flows into jhanas, and experience the joy and the peace and contentment, and the a very deep balanced state, which is equanimity. And with 6R practice, it is easy to experience the Rupa jhanas as well as Arupa jhanas. So as I'm ever so grateful for Bhante Ramsey for rediscovering this relaxed step, and the smiling to uplift the mind, which is very, very important to naturally progress into jhanas and experience the jhanas in a very profound way, And eventually, when we are ready, when the causes and conditions are right, we naturally flows into experiencing the cessation, which is crucial for the gradual awakening process. It is a brilliant reading. It gives me a very good insight into my practice. Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Madam Nanda, Madam. Thank you for sharing. Paul, do you want to share something? Share your insight?
I've got nothing to add, really. I just find it interesting that Bhante Vimalaramsi has shown us in the suttas that the TWIM method of meditation is what the Buddha really taught, not the absorption type of meditation. So I find that quite reassuring, quite helpful. That's it.
Yes, truly. The experience of Bantes are being utilized by us, like his way of getting this steps of relax and re-smile step in the Vipassana meditation has helped us walking in this path. Sunny, do you want to share something?
No, Soji, I currently don't have anything to share. I'm just happy to be here.
Good. Fine, it's fine now. It's being nearer to 8:30. We will share the merits so that all the merits which we have accrued may be shared to all beings. I will share the sharing merit. We can all read along. We will read along. I think screen is not visible. Once again, I will share. Yes. Now I think it's visible. We
Yes,
can read all along. May
may
suffering
suffering
ones be
ones be
suffering
suffering
free,
free,
and the
and
fear
the fear
struck
struck
fearless
fearless
be.
be.
May
May
the
the
grieving
grieving
shed all
shed all
grief,
grief,
and may
and
all
may all
beings
beings
find
find
relief,
relief,
and may all
and all
beings
beings
share this
share
merit
this merit,
that we
that we
have thus
have thus
acquired
acquired,
for the
the
acquisition
acquisition
of
of
all
all
kinds of
kinds of
happiness.
happiness.
May
May
beings
beings
inhabiting
inhabiting
space and
space
air,
and earth,
devas
devas
and
and
nagas of
nagas of
mighty
mighty
power,
power,
share this
share
merit
this
of
merit of
ours.
ours.
May they
May
long
they
protect
long
the
protect
Buddha's
Buddha's
dispensation.
dispensation.
Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
sadhu.
May all beings be happy. I wish all beings be happy. Thank you, Nanda madam. Thank you, Paul sir. Thanking you all. Yes, I am stopped.